Can you hear me? All right. My name is Pastor Greg Rice. I pastor New Covenant Assembly in Castleberry, and most weeks you can find me up at up at Christian Help, and I pray for the ministry and for the clients, as well as the staff and the volunteers each and every week if I can. And I pray for many of the same prayer requests that you just saw on the screen. And so tonight, as we give thanks for the food and this gathering together, let's pray and ask God's blessing. Would you join me in prayer? Father God, we do thank you for your blessings, God. And we give you all the praise and all the glory and the honor, Father God. And God, we do thank you for this food that we are eating tonight, God. We give you thanks for this ministry in our lives, God, and we give you thanks for the opportunities to help one another in our community, God. And we just give you all the praise, honor, and glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
My name is Stefan Herzog, and I am currently the board chair here at Christian Help. And on behalf of all the board members, we want to welcome you to this evening and thank you for coming to our event. We're excited for you to join us this evening as well as we celebrate yet another year of incredible work that Christ has allowed us to perform here in our community. And we're helping to help people also within our community. So we want to help them to take another step. So thank you very much for coming and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Stefan. And I'm going to ask the same question. You can definitely hear me, right? All right, thank you. Well, for those of you I didn't get around and say hello to and introduce myself, I'm Vicki Martin. I have the privilege and incredible blessing to lead this ministry that we call and love Christian Help Employment and Resource Center. I, too, want to thank you so much for coming. I just want to stop and just look at you just a minute because I didn't get around to everybody. I wish all of our clients could see how many of you have come out tonight to say how important it is that you are here for them. It means a lot. I know you could have been a lot of places tonight, but you chose to come here. And I think that sends a significant message that you really care about people in your community. You care about what their needs are, and you care about the solutions for them. So again, thank you for coming out. There are so many people that make tonight happen. And I want to thank some of them, not only that have helped make tonight happen, but I want to thank some groups of people that also just make our community better, that serve Christian Help all year long. And I'm just going to call some groups out at once. And so if you are in this group, you just stand up, and then we'll just wait till everybody's standing. How's that, okay? First off, I get to serve with an incredible group of folks that are like family, but we know them as staff. So if you're a Christian Help staff, please stand. If you are on the Christian Help Board of Directors, please stand. If you are in law enforcement, please stand. If you are an elected official, please stand. And our incredible wait staff this evening already, aren't they doing a great job for us? They're already standing, yes. Please remain standing also as we thank our incredible pianist for this evening, Kyle Mattingly. Thank you very much. I am easily spoiled, and I need that kind of dinner music all the time, I've now decided, okay? But to all of you in the room, thank you, guests, for coming. There's some more folks that I want to stand because you're here probably because of the invitation of a table host or a table sponsor. If you're one of those folks, please stand as well. Come on, come on. Yes, let's give all of these fine folks and citizens a round of applause. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, you may be seated. I can tell by the look on your faces now, you're embarrassed. All right. The rest is on me, okay? And I am going to give a special shout out to some people that are my support system that I love dearly and that God blessed me by putting them in my life and me in theirs. And that is my son, Logan, who is now on the Christian Help team. I love you with all of my heart. I'm so proud of you. My amazing husband who is here, who gets to accompany me to an awful lot of stuff, and he loves being in the background. So thank you so much. And I was blessed to be the daughter of Jan and Jerry Farrow, and I'm so glad my parents are here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much. So let's keep this party going, shall we, or at least get it started. So tonight's theme, as you heard, is Take Another Step. Because every day at Christian Help, that is what we do. We help people take another step. We do not force their steps. We don't pull them along. We don't take their steps for them that they need to take for a better future. But we show them the how and the why of what they need to do, and we help them do it for as long as it takes. We walk alongside them. And all of this is done to empower family independence so people can move forward in life, finding the employment and the resources they need to stand on their own. And you being here tonight makes that happen. You are going to hear from people that we have helped and people that we are still helping. You saw a few stories on the screen. You will see the diversity of folks tonight and the diversity of stories, and that they are real people like you and me. I also want to let you know that later, should you feel led to give anything to support this ministry, everything you give tonight will go only to the programs to help people, because it is your table sponsors that you see on the screen and on the back of your program tonight that have paid for this event in its entirety. Thank you again, table sponsors. Please give them a round of applause. So return the favor and support them. Go to their websites, find out who they are, do all that you need to do to give back to them. We appreciate it. All right, for you Facebook-friendly, savvy folks in the room that have not liked the Christian Help page yet, this is your moment to take out your phone, please. This is socially acceptable. Please go to Facebook. I'd love for you to find the Christian Help Employment or Christian Help page. And by the way, it is not the one in West Virginia. You'll know, okay? All right? But please, if you have not already, we would love for you to take a moment and please like us on our Facebook page, Christian Help or Christian Help Employment. You will see the logo and the symbol come up quite easily for you. What, you got it? Somebody over there saying already? All right, awesome. Lead the way. We are going to continue our program this evening. I'll be back up in a few minutes, but we want to have you hear from the most important people in the room, and that's our clients. And we're going to start with a video. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Gary, and I'd just like to thank you all for coming out this evening for this worthy cause, for the great work that Christian Help does. I'm not originally from Florida. I was born and raised in New Jersey, at the Jersey Shore. I got married. I have raised 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. But then, in 2008, my wife and I got a divorce, and thereafter, I was so rudely awakened to the fact that I just couldn't go out and get a position as a network and infrastructure technician at the drop of a hat that I was so accustomed to. We all know, 2008 was a difficult time for many, many people. So in 2010, I relocated to West Palm Beach, Florida, Since the contracts and temporary positions weren't readily available in that area, of June of 2016, I moved to Orlando. At first, I was working at contract positions, and I was able to pay down my debt by about 80%, and I was very fortunate to be able to do that. But unexpectedly, that contract ended a month and a half earlier, and I hadn't saved enough prudent reserve to sustain, a residence, and I found myself homeless. And if you had told me a week or a month ago, earlier, that I would be in that position, I would say that you were very sorely mistaken. It was a very humbling moment for me. I did volunteer work with the homeless in West Palm Beach as well as Orlando, so in a way that worked out for me because I knew where to go. I knew that there was help, and I knew that there was places to help you, get that jumping off point that, you need when you're in that type of position. I found myself at the Orlando Union Rescue Mission, and there, a visiting church told me about Christian Help, and to get really help assistance in finding a job. And so again, I needed to humble myself, and I went there the next day. And at Christian Help, I was able to take a little food, and since my situation, I have no way to prepare it or cook any type of food or store it, but I was able to come as often as I needed, and that help for me was tremendous. What really made Christian Help stand out for me was when I made an appointment to see a care manager, and he suggested I rewrite my resume, which I didn't really want to do. In my mind's eye, it was almost like part of my life was going to get ripped out, off the pages of this resume. But I went ahead and did it anyway, and I was very happy of the instructions of exactly how to do it, and still have a good part of the original information intact. And I was extremely happy with the result. Before I left on my first visit there, my case manager, Jeff, as I'm getting up to leave, he's asked me, could I pray for you? And then I had to remember where I was, right? Christian, help me. And of course I said yes. And I was extremely moved by that moment. And everyone from Mrs. Martin, and the executive director, and the volunteers that put together and distribute the food to the families are wonderful, and they've made you always feel welcome with open arms. I always feel that tremendous positiveness and caring in the air every time I walk into that building, or if I deal with any of the staff there. I've started basically my job search journey, and I haven't found one yet, but so far I have what I need. And I of course don't have everything I want, but I have what I need. And but I was asked to come here tonight just to say a few words about my experience at Christian Help, and I was more than happy to do it. In my position at the moment, it's the only way I can get back to them. But I know in the future I will have a valuable employment, and I will get more involved. I thank you all again for coming and support Christian Help as they continue helping people like me take another step. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Jay Baker. It was 4:30 on a Friday afternoon in July. I was let go by my employer in a workforce adjustment with just enough time to clean out my work area. For about a week, I was just numb. By the second week, I started my efforts at reemployment. I'm a little older than some folks and hadn't put out a resume for some time. Let's just say a few years. A friend from church who knew I was unemployed and looking for work, suggested I go to Christian Help. Then later that same weekend, I was talking with another friend, and he also suggested I consider going to Christian Help on Monday. He was even more specific. Get there at 9 a.m. on Monday morning. The doors will open for a consult at 9:30. Well, I was the second person there on Monday, right at 9 a.m. Another person joined us, and so we had a good conversation. Soon we were inside in the waiting room. I first met with Ann, a care manager, who was very nice. She reviewed my current resume and made a number of suggestions. Okay, all the raw material was there on my resume, but it needed some serious remodeling. For almost all of us, writing, or in my case, rewriting, making over your resume is a dreaded task. It's not easy. Ann helped me understand some things about the journey a resume may go through, and why that matters. She gave me a new perspective. She also offered me very valuable style and format, information, and most importantly, very practical tips to update my resume. I was incredibly impressed by her professionalism, and I'm sure it is representative of all the care managers at Christian Help. Well, quite frankly, I did everything my care manager suggested. Not only was my meeting with Ann encouraging, I found that it gave me a renewed confidence. It resulted in a much more presentable, powerful resume. She really helped me get over a serious resume writer block. Through another friend, I was able to pass my newly designed resume to a company with an incredible, interesting job posting for a job that I would love to have. It was a brand new position at a director level and would take about 6 weeks to develop. But I got the job. I was unemployed for a total of 2 months, 8 full weeks. When you're in the midst of that season of your life, you just don't know how long it's going to take to land a job. I knew that Christian Help also provided practical food help. So after about 6 weeks of unemployment, after we had used up the small severance I received from my previous employer, we came back to Christian Help for groceries from their food pantry. We were simply blown away by how generous they were. It meant so much to us to have just this provision help us through. Within the next 2 weeks, I started my new position. My wife and I are just so grateful for the ministry of Christian Help. Not only did their food pantry help us through a hard time, but with both the spiritual encouragement and the very practical and professional resume assistance I received from them, I would not have been able to obtain this current job that I really wanted. We have generally been on the receiving or the giving end of support. It's sometimes difficult to be on the receiving end when you're usually not. But Christian Help was there for me and my family at a very difficult season, and they helped me take another step and another. We will be forever grateful. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Elda Cabrera, and I'm currently working for a Fortune 50 company on the marketing side. That wasn't my story back right before the crash of 2008. I had been employed with another Fortune 50 company for 19 years at the time. That April, I lost my career. Having been in human resources for over 6 years, I knew I wasn't gonna have any problems getting together a resume and getting back on the job market. Life hit me really hard because reality was that I was not able to piece together my thoughts enough to sit down and put into words what it was that I did for the last 19 years. I tried to start with a new career, and but that didn't work. I spent a year and a half going through my savings. I applied for assistance through the Department of Children and Families, but when I told them what I had in my 401k, they denied me and told me I didn't qualify. I find myself once again with no money and tons of bills. It was then that I had to dip into my 15 years of 401k savings. And in a short 9 months, I was out of money again. Between penalties and taxes, I had no money. I find myself a single mom with 3 kids, still trying to make it in the insurance industry on a commission-based job. I didn't know where to turn. It was then that a friend told me about food banks. New concept for me. I had no idea what that was. I went to Christian Help at the most desperate time in my life. After almost 2 years in my current situation, I never stopped for 1 minute to cry or to ask anyone for help or for prayer. I was alone, and I was determined to make it on my own. When I came to Christian Help, it was actually Anne who offered me prayer and words of encouragement. Sorry. Like I said, it was the most desperate time in my life. For 2 years, I was in my own grief. I never stopped for one moment to ask anyone for help. But when I came to Christian Help is when I started to heal. I was able to take a step back, and they helped me develop a plan to get myself back on the job market and get a real paying job. I was able to put food on the table, and with the little money that I was making, they helped me fill the gaps by providing food so that I could be sure to continue to provide for my kids. It's almost 8 years to the day that I find myself with a new career. I actually found myself at Christian Help recently. I was invited to a charity dinner that they had on site. And it was then that as they were giving us a tour of the facility, I gave them my story. They had no idea that I was a client at that moment. They were, I was actually impressed to see that they were exactly the same company that they were in 2008 when I came to them for help. Please provide them any help that you can. This charity is one of the few that I've seen in the many years that I've been on the market that still remains the same, very loving, and still providing prayer for those of us that have forgotten that prayer is one of the most important factors that we need to get us through. I look back now and I say that it was divine intervention when I came to Christian Help. Thank you for your time.
Hi, good evening. I'm going to come from a different perspective. I have been helped and have partnered with Christian Help for many, many years. And I'm sure that many of you here tonight are sitting here wondering, how can I be a part of this ministry and how can I benefit from all the work that Christian Help does? And so let me share my experience with you. My name is Sherry Gillette, and I lead the operations team of a company called Teleflex in Lake Mary, Florida. And so many of you in this room are probably like me, responsible for hiring individuals, or probably know somebody who does. And if this is your responsibility, you know, like me, that it is tough to find good people for the roles that you're hiring for. And so this is where Christian Help has come in and really helped me. They support me with a division called Central Florida Employment Council. You just saw some of that on the screen, with job fairs full of candidates, and an amazing monthly opportunity to learn about recruiting and employment best practices at their meetings. In addition, they've also provided me with valuable team members through their job postings, and they're individuals that have completed the Christian Help training program and are more prepared for the interview process than your average candidate is. And so, as you know, team members that have strong values and are incredible additions to your company bring great success and a great culture match. And so I know because my company has been blessed to hire individuals just like that through Christian Help. So it is refreshing to have candidates that are eventually team members that are so well prepared and know what they are looking for and approach the interview process with the utmost professionalism. And so I'm so confident in these candidates that when we have a candidate come across from Christian Help, we skip a whole process. We don't do a phone interview and we bring them in immediately face to face because they've all been extremely professional, and we've ultimately hired the candidates that have come from Christian Help. So we interview them right away. So if you are hiring or know someone who is, make sure that you connect with Christian Help to post your job openings there. Attend the monthly meetings that they have from Central Florida Employment Council. And you will see that it truly comes full circle when these candidates are able to use the skills that they've had and that some that they've learned through Christian Help to gain an employment opportunity that greatly changes their lives. And trust me when I say the benefit to the employer is significant. And then maybe you can be like me next year and be at a table with sharing this evening with some great additions to your company. Thank you very much.
I want you to know I've heard those stories before, and I'm still moved every time I hear them. Thank you. You are the brave ones. We support you and salute you. And Gary, I'm hoping tonight you get a job. He's brought resumes, people. We do have such an amazing team of folks that help us. We could not do what we do the way that we do, with the folks we do, for a number of people that we work with, without the help of an amazing staff, lots of generous donors, a supportive community of partnerships and relationships, and without the help of literally hundreds of volunteers. For years, we have had that staffing model of both paid staff and volunteers working together for the sake of others in any program we have. And particularly tonight, I do want to call out our care management department. You've heard some of their names mentioned already. These are the folks that work with clients for as long as it takes to help them find what they need to take another step through employment and whatever wraparound services are required. It is hard work. It's specialized, it's customized, and it balances the practical with the spiritual. As a care manager, you must know how to truly teach people to find a job. You are also their coach. You must be a good listener and be compassionate and caring. It is not easy work, but it is really wonderful and rewarding. And every time someone gets a job in our office, some of you know this, we ring a bell. Yes, that's right. And the whole office goes nuts across the intercom and everything. If you've been there, you have witnessed it, right? And that's just how we celebrate, because it is a really big deal. And all that being said, each year, Christian Help recognizes a person, a church, a business that has done significant work in the ministry. And we do wish we could recognize each and every one of you, but we can't, so we have to choose. So tonight, we're going to recognize another individual. In the past, we've recognized individuals, board members, churches. We recognize one person that has made a significant difference in the ministry every year. And this year, we've chosen a volunteer that has served the ministry faithfully for years. She is also a financial friend to the ministry. She has given more than just her time. Above this, she has hosted events in her home, and she is a faithful follower of Jesus Christ with an active prayer life for Christian Help clients, volunteers, staff, and donors. Tonight, it is my honor to give the 2018 Service Award to Miss Faye Deverall. Take it. We're going to pose later. Thank you, my very dear friend. So appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Will you stay up here with me?
Okay.
I need you to hold my hand.
Okay. Here we go.
Thank you. Okay, first, I didn't know I would be speaking anything tonight, but I really wanted to. So it's more than just a thank you, but in my heart, I love Christian Help, and I love the people that I've worked with, and I love the Jesus that I see in them. When I started volunteering, my friend, my dear, dear friend Jackie Avery led me there, and I'd never heard of Christian Help, but it was a place where the Lord put me because my life had kind of fallen apart. And I was stretched and stretched and stretched, and I grew and grew and grew, and I got to give back, and I got to receive, and I was ministered to, and I got to minister to others, and it was just awesome. So I just want to thank Christian Help for how they helped me while I was helping them. And I was just so blessed, and I just love you guys. And so may the Lord bless you always and provide for you as you give back to people in need. And you know, something that came to me today is that when the Lord Jesus ministered to people, he gave freely. And Christian Help does that too. They give freely. The clients come in, and they are not charged anything to have an awesome resume. All they have to do is be willing to come in, and they will get the help they need. So God bless Christian Help, and thank you for my award.
Thank you. We love you. That does it every time. You're welcome.
Thanks.
That's the type of people we get to work with. Like you thank them and bless them, and they like turn it back on you. I mean, that's just the heart of people, which is amazing. I want to tell you briefly about another work that Christian Help does. For those of you that were here a year ago, I mentioned about the research that we had done for the Seminole County Jail inmates and the women population there, and how we were developing and putting a program together to serve them, to educate them with some life skills that they needed, and particularly some employment-based knowledge that they would need upon their release to walk into a better future. And so that is called the Renew program, and I'm happy to report to you a year later that we have been doing that in the Seminole County Jail. It's a voluntary program. Women sign up to attend it. We teach them 35 classes of life skills and employment skills over 7 weeks. And it is an honor for me to do that. I get to go and do that. I get to go and do that. And I let them know that I don't go there because I have to. I want them to know that people choose to come in to speak into their life, that they have value and that they have worth. And I want you to know that they are so grateful. They're so grateful. It is amazing just how much a word of encouragement or praise to them goes just so far and so deep. Some of them have never heard it. Some of them have never been told that you have worth and you have value no matter what you've done or who you are. So they're grateful for the program. It's called Renew, and I've gotten to be with about 40 women by now. We have a graduation to where we finish that program each and every time it's done and honor them and celebrate them for completing that work, and it's a whole big deal. We ring lots of bells there as well too. But as they exit the jail upon their release, they do have the option to continue to come to Christian Help to receive services, to get one-on-one coaching on employment and all of that stuff that we teach them in the jail, but to make it personal to them. And we assign them a volunteer navigator if they would like that. Someone's going to help them navigate their future. And I want you to meet one of those navigators tonight, and she's going to finish this up telling you about what some of the ladies have had to say upon their graduation. Please bring to the stage Whitney.
Hello. Good evening. It's my privilege to be with you guys tonight. I've actually loved working with the women in the Renew program and encouraging them to make better choices when they come out. Sometimes they take advice from us and sometimes they don't. It's been very tricky. We definitely just want to let them know that there's a community out here for them, no matter what situations or circumstances present in their lives, that there are new chances to start over. And to have a strong community is literally the basis that some of these women need, and a lot of them, like Vicki mentioned, don't know that. I know that personally because I was once in jail many years ago and determined to never go back. And that is why it's my privilege to give these women that strength and encouragement. I'm a single mother of 3. I am currently employed. I love volunteering at Christian Hope Center on Northland Serve Days. I have a strong community, and without my community, I don't know what I would do. So in me having that community, I give back to the Renew program. At graduation, the ladies write speeches and they share them, and I'm gonna read just a couple of them to you from the women at the jail. The first one is going to be from Amanda. So in her words, have you ever laid in bed at night and wondered what life would be like without you in it? If it would make everyone else's life easier? My name is Amanda, and this has been my mindset for the past 12 years. Since I was 21, Seminole County Jail has been a revolving door for me, and at 31, I was finally sent to prison. Yet not having the right tools to re-enter into society with me, I was always resorting back to my old ways, which is why I am back here again. I believe everything happens for a reason. I honestly was giving up and probably would be dead. I believe this is why I was placed into the Renew class, because I needed to be renewed. I am so thankful because this class has finally given me the tools and resources I need to make a positive change. Just knowing there is a group of people outside the jail that truly want to help me and are not passing judgment gives me the encouragement to walk this new path, because I know I can't do it alone. I have been given the confidence I need to believe in myself, from the motivational talks to a listening ear. I want to thank all of the ladies from the Renew program for all their hard work and dedication. With all the positive women taking the chance and believing in me, I am now believing in myself. I've learned life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. This is what Renew has taught me, to recreate myself. And those were from the words of Amanda. And next I'll read Jessica's story. My name is Jessica, and never would I have imagined myself coming to John E. Polk Jail. As being one of my blessings in life, with all the resources offered at the jail, it has truly become my blessing in disguise. I was spiritually and emotionally bankrupt walking through their doors. But God answered my prayers by using John E. Polk to directly connect me to the Renew program. My possibilities are endless. So as long as I apply myself with the tools taught through these women leading the Renew program, I learned the importance of a cover letter combined with the perfect resume while adding appropriate interviewing skills. I'm on my way to dress for success right into my new career. I have also been taught to think differently while utilizing positive yet effective problem-solving skills. The women who teach the Renew program have empowered me to know I can overcome. Their passion in helping others, backed by words of encouragement, is a direct reflection of who I aspire to be. Thank you, Renew, for your time and patience. Thank you, guys.
Y'all doing okay? It's a lot to take in, isn't it? It's amazing work. It is amazing work. You have learned a lot tonight, I hope. We've tried to cover a lot of ground. But there are so many different aspects of the ministry. We just didn't even have the time tonight to give a nod to all of them. And so I find whenever you plan something like this, you never get to share it all. And there's always folks in the room that have maybe more questions generated than maybe answers that we provided. So I just want you to know that if that is you, let's talk. Let's have a conversation. That's the beauty of this ministry called Christian Help. It's your hometown ministry. You get to show up, walk the property, come and serve, sit down at our desk, ask us questions, find out what we're about, what's our philosophy, what's the methodology, how's it going? And as you sit here tonight, you have read that unemployment is an all-time low in 18 years. Praise the Lord for that. But I will tell you, there's a whole nother side. It is not a true read of the economy. We have 1,000 people moving to Central Florida every week. You have to earn $22 an hour to afford a two-bedroom apartment in Central Florida. There are still 55,000 people that depend on food pantries every night. And 1 in 4 children go to bed hungry. We have a lot of work to do ahead of us. And so, yeah, it's great, unemployment's down. There's a whole lot of underemployed folks. We are still very busy. We see thousands of people walking our doors every year, still looking for job search assistance, food, resources, and now soon Christmas, as we do an incredible shopping program for parents working to get ahead that they're not quite ready to provide Christmas for themselves. So if you want to be a part of that, give to it, serve in it, whatever, it is awesome. You got to see it. That's why we call it Christmas extravaganza, because that's what it is. So that's coming up soon, and that's just another resource we provide. But we are always looking for ways to serve our community and prevent homelessness. That is why we participate in the Renew program in addition to our other services. It is also why we are developing a program designed to help at-risk youth navigate their future with better choices. And come January, our pilot program will launch at what's called the Eugene Gregory Memorial Academy in Sanford, Florida, in partnership with Seminole County Public Schools. The young people that are there are on their last leg. That means that if they don't graduate, get their GED or their diploma, or they will be expelled. They will not be returning. They got a lot going on with them. They are in counseling, but they still need someone to speak into their life and let them know that there are choices for them. And so we're going to take that on, and we're very excited about that. At the end of the day, when we help someone, our community, we're all better off. When we help a Gary, a Jay, an Elda, an ex-offender, or thousands of other people, our economy is stronger, our community is better as we create consumers and taxpayers, crime is reduced, and everybody wins in that equation. So with that said, at this time, I want to bring to the stage our special guest this evening. Your program says that it is Sheriff Lima, but at the last minute, he's off doing sheriff things, apparently, because he could not be here. But it's really cool because who he sent as his replacement is a dear man and dear friend that I have come to respect and know over the last few years. As we were in Leadership Seminole together, as we have helped put on something called the Cost of Poverty Experience here in Seminole County together. He is also a fellow Christ follower, if you don't mind me saying, one heck of a drummer, just saying, okay? But as he comes to share in a moment, I want to give you his professional bio, okay? Chief Dan Purcell is a 23-year veteran of the Seminole County Sheriff's Department. In his role as the Department of Law Enforcement Chief, he provides oversight to the Sheriff's Office Uniform Patrol Division, Investigative Divisions, Special Operations Division, and Forensic Services Division. He began his career in the Sheriff's Office in '95 as a reserve deputy. A few short months later, he became a full-time deputy sheriff. In 2001, he was promoted to captain over the Diversified Investigative Services Division, which is responsible for the investigation of complex, specialized crime and augmenting law enforcement services with advanced technologies and support. Chief Purcell received his Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice Administration from Columbia College in 2006. A graduate certificate in computer forensics from the University of Central Florida in December 2007, and a Master's of Science of Digital Forensics also from the University of Central Florida in December 2008. He's a graduate of the FBI National Academy Session 254. And let me just pause there and tell you what kind of man this is, because we have each other's cell phone numbers, and I called Chief Purcell not knowing he was at the FBI Academy. The man took my call and says, I can't actually talk to you right now. I'm at the FBI Academy. Can I call you back? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. Finish what you got to do. Thank you very much. He did return my phone call. And as I mentioned, we were in Leadership Seminole together. Chief Purcell grew up in Seminole County, graduated from Lake Brantley High School. He continues to call Seminole County his home, where he and his family reside. Please welcome Chief Dan Purcell.
Good evening, everybody. It's what an honor to be here tonight. Vicki is phenomenal, her team is phenomenal, and Christian Help is phenomenal. And let me just say before I begin my remarks, when you have an organization that is charged with trying to help people make a difference in their lives and trying to find employment and help them throughout that process, let me tell you something, folks. When Jesus Christ is involved in that process, anything is possible. Anything is possible. So again, Sheriff Lima sends his regards. He was unable to be here this evening, and again, it is just a pleasure to be here. So let me just kind of recap some things. And I know that you've probably been hearing a lot of this all evening, and I've seen some of it since I've arrived here. Christian Help is 25 years old. You know, what a major milestone in Seminole County. Talked about the population of Seminole County. You know, just 40 years ago, Seminole County was half the population, less than half the population it is now. It's almost 450,000 residents and citizens who reside and call Seminole County their home, almost 500,000, probably very close to it with the expansive growth that we're seeing throughout the county. And Christian Hope being here with that explosive growth here in this county is going to make a tremendous impact moving forward, beyond what they've already done. So I know that there's many great things to come. So 18 years actually in the city of Castleberry, serving almost 6,000 people annually. And what they do, you've seen here tonight, helping people with job searches, job leads, completing resumes, the food pantry program, helping families do the holiday to celebrate the birth of Jesus, teaching and providing resources in every type of facet, now taking on one of the most challenging schools that we have in Seminole County with some of the most challenging cases and kids who have been subject to neglect and abandonment and just really broken families, abuse. And to take that on is tremendous, tremendous. Annually, they connect with almost 500 to 7,000 people in employment, saving taxpayers almost $31 million. With a staff of just 14, but as you've heard tonight, hundreds of volunteers, and literally almost 40 come in to Christian Help on a weekly basis to make it possible, to complete the mission and make it successful. They receive no federal funding, but they do all this with roughly a $1 million budget. And they're able to accomplish that through partnerships with organizations here in Seminole County and the Central Florida area, individuals, people who want to give their last dollar to support a great organization, and people like you here tonight. So the impact of 25 years, by the numbers: care, counsel, and job leads to almost 225,000 people. Almost 120,000 people they have assisted in finding a job. 15 million plus pounds of food given to families in need. 15 million. 32,000 toys for children to make that Christmas morning just a little bit brighter, especially for the mother or the father or the caretaker who just wasn't able to pull it off. What a tremendous thing. 371,000 job seekers hosted by Christian Help in that 25-year period. Just last year alone, 6,000 people they've assisted with counsel and job leads. 7,500 people they actually helped get a job. Think about that, folks. 7,500 plus people found a job because of people who love Jesus and want to serve others. That's servant leadership. Distributed 900,000 pounds between 2016 and 2017, hosted almost 16,000 job seekers in a one-year period. So let me shift gears a little bit and talk about how Christian Help is helping the Johnny Polk Correctional Facility and the inmates that come to us. So in order to change criminal behavior, you have to first change people first. You have to change their behavior. You know, many of the people, as you can probably surmise, that come to our jail, they're broken in the first place. They were never given the tools that they needed to live a straight life and walk a narrow path. Many of them have been abused. Some of them have been neglected, abandoned, battered, sexually battered, verbally abused, and just never really got the guidance and the mentorship that some people get in this life, that I've been so fortunate and blessed to have in my life. So let me talk about rehabilitation versus habilitation. Correctional facilities are often thought of as a place where you come to get rehabilitated. Well, in its purest sense, rehabilitation means to fix what once was. But when you think about that, a lot of these folks that are coming in, they were broken in the first place. So we use the term habilitate. Habilitate, in other words, to try to fix what we can and restore their lives. It's a well-known fact that offenders in the United States, many of them reoffend, even when they go to jail or even coming out of prison. So to give you some statistics, to give you a national perspective, recidivism, essentially, for those who have not heard the term before, is relapsing in criminal behavior, essentially. 57% of those arrested in 1 year that were released from prison reoffended in the community. 68% reoffended and were rearrested within 3 years of being released from prison. 77% of people, almost 3/4 of those who are incarcerated, are rearrested and reoffend within 5 years of leaving a jail or any type of correctional facility. Those are alarming numbers. Those are the people that we have to focus on and provide the services we can to change the behavior, to change their life so that they don't reoffend in our community. We have to remain committed to breaking this cycle, and we will not give up. In Seminole County, I assure you, our detention deputies, our staff, we are committed to not just security within a correctional facility and making sure that no one breaks out of the facility. I knock on wood for that. That's supposed to be a little joke here. Yes, safety and security is paramount, but we want to change lives. We want to change lives, and our folks are committed to doing that. We cannot do it alone, and it's organizations like Christian Help that make the difference in the correctional facility. You heard it tonight. You just heard it. People like Amanda. She's been offending since age 21 to age 31. Think about that. In and out of a correctional facility, living almost literally on a concrete block with a mattress that is about that thin for months on end. We have to change. We have to provide services that can make the difference in someone's life. So, how do we do that? Well, we have to change behavior. And we cannot do that without support from our community. You know, our philosophy at the Seminole County Sheriff's Office is a community policing approach. And you probably heard those terms in the media. You've probably seen them on TV. You may have heard us speak about that. At the core of community policing are 2 pillars. One is community partnerships, relationships with people and organizations within the community. And the second is problem solving. We cannot solve problems in our community alone, and we have to have partners in our community in order to successfully complete our mission to improve the quality of life in Seminole County. We have to address things like addiction, attitude, behavior, poor behavior, skill development we have to work on. All of these things are very important. So as stewards of our correctional facility, we place, as I said, safety and security is paramount, but we have to do all that we can and use all resources that we can to make a difference in someone's life before they leave the correctional facility. And not all correctional facilities do that and do it well. We have to help build dignity in a person, respect. We have to show them love. You know, one of the things that we do very well in our correctional facility is we allow faith-based organizations to come into the correctional facility and directly mentor them. And I will tell you that there's a number of churches that come into the correctional facility, chaplains, ministers, priests, etc., that come into the correctional facility. We even host church in our correctional facility through Northland. And it has made such a profound impact on the lives of many individuals and literally stopped recidivism and changed their lives for the better. But truly what it is, folks, that's the Holy Spirit that's in the jail when that's happening. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, again, we have a great partner in Christian Help, and we are very grateful and appreciative of that. And I will tell you that great teams and organizations, they're led by great leaders, and it's people like Vicki Martin, a servant leader of Christ, who makes a difference in our community. And she's one of the reasons, along with her team, the board of directors, and the volunteers at Christian Help, that make this organization so successful. So I'd like to offer Vicki and her team and the board of directors and the volunteers at Christian Help a huge round of applause. So once again, thank you all for being here tonight. I am asking you to support Christian Help. I want you to know how much of a difference they make in the community. And I'll close with this as well. At the Sheriff's Office, I was assigned to our Seminole Neighborhood Policing or Patrol Division as a captain back in 2014. And homelessness started to become more of a prevalent issue in our communities. As you traverse Seminole County, you've probably seen people at the corners panhandling. You've probably seen people in homeless camps. If you travel along the Aloma Avenue area, you've probably seen heroin addicts and meth addicts, people who are struggling day to day with this horrible addiction of opioid abuse. But homelessness in Seminole County is something that I have been so fortunate to be a part of with the Central Florida Commission on Homelessness, with the Sharing Center, with the Rescue Outreach Mission, with Christian Help, all these organizations throughout Seminole County. And I mentioned all these, and if I have not mentioned some of them, forgive me, but my point is this. These organizations, although they serve direct communities and direct individuals, they all work together. They collaborate. The best thing that we do in Seminole County is we collaborate very well. We work together, and these relationships are forged over and over and over in Seminole County. And I want you to know that your organization, Christian Help, does that probably one of the best in Seminole County. So, in closing, I would like to, again, thank you for having me here tonight to speak on behalf of Sheriff Lima. Thank you all for attending. I would ask you to, I don't do this very well, by the way, dig deep in your pockets and support this great organization. So there are table coaches here at people representing the organization. They will gladly accept your checks and your donations. And again, thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Hey, if you need to be coached up into giving, you step into that role, okay? I'm good with that. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone that has had a part of this tonight. I'm just so blessed that you've come out. It means so much. And I do hope that you're going to take the opportunity we're about to give you here in a moment to get engaged in this ministry. It is your ministry. I don't want the government to step in. This is our problem. This is our town. Whatever the needs are, I want us to step up and step out and step into solving them. And I think we can do that. I wish we could eradicate all of the need, but we're not going to be able to. But let's take care of the need that's before us. We'll worry about the folks next week and tomorrow that come. But we have needs today. And I believe I even said this last year. They don't have to be the same ones. That's why I love the empowerment model that teaches people how to get up and out on their own. We have to stay in the fight to prevent homelessness. There's 5,000 people that we know of tonight. They're going to sleep somewhere other than they call their own. And that's one family represented. That's not the kids involved in that equation. So the only way we can keep that number at bay is to help people do what? To make a living, make a life, to get a job. So I hope that you'll participate with us in that. In a moment, I'm just going to walk you through the form that you're getting before you, but I want to go back to Jessica, who is in the Johnny Polk facility, and I thought she said this so beautifully. She said, "Thank you, Renew, for the constant reminder to let God's will, not mine, be done. I am reminded of what the prophet Jeremiah said. I did as he told me and found the potter working at his wheel. But the jar he was making did not turn out as he had hoped. So he crushed it into a lump of clay again and started over. Then the Lord gave me this message. Can I not do to you as the potter has done to his clay? As the clay is in the potter's hands, so you are in my hands." Jeremiah 18, 3-6. Jessica writes, "I am clay in God's hands." This is the type of program and the type of people that you support tonight. The form before you has lots of options. I hope your table hosts have passed those out. If not, please do that now. I will tell you, we couldn't make a form big enough for what some folks of you are going to need, all your options. I couldn't come up with them all, so I'm just going to let you know there's a blank on there that we created this time, a box for people like you and me that like to step out of the box, right in the box, okay? Your special exception, okay? It's bottom left-hand corner. But give tonight. Give a one-time gift. Become a monthly reoccurring donor. You can do both. Check both boxes. Let us know on the bottom left corner again what you're doing. You need to become a visionary, a life changer, one of those types of givers. We hope you'll step up and do that as well. And let us know how you want to start that off and how you want to kick that off. You can give a bank card, a credit card, a debit card. You can go online. You can write a check. You can give cash. There are envelopes for you tonight, but we're going to let some music play about taking another step. And please take another step with us tonight so folks can continue to do that as we go into 2019. Please do not leave after you've filled out your form. Please give it back to your table host. I'll come back up for some closing remarks, and then we'll have the after party. Thank you. Close up our evening. I want to be sure that I definitely get your attention to please acknowledge some folks that deserve, again, a round of applause for tonight. Thank you again, amazing staff that I get to serve with. Thank you, volunteers. We cannot do this without you. Thank you, Board of Directors, that I get to serve with and under and for. You're an amazing team. Thank you, Kyle. We wish that you would have been playing instead of the song just now, actually. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Purcell. Great words. Thank you so, so much. Thanks, table hosts, for bringing your friends out tonight. Thank you. Yes. And again, table sponsors who already wrote a check, thank you so much. Let's remember, they paid for this event tonight. Thank you. And again, to all of you that came, what a powerful message your attendance is tonight. You have encouraged me and my team. Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience, for your genuine interest in hearing these stories of lives changed and that more await to be changed, and that you've made that possible tonight. I don't know what you gave, and I don't need to know because I know God's got this. He's had this ministry for 26 years. He continues to fund what we need, provide what we need. I'm amazed what I see by sight, that I actually get to walk in faith, but he shows by sight quite often. You are that. You are the answer to our prayers. Thank you so much for giving generously tonight. I know some of you, as soon as I pray, are going to bail, and that's okay. We thank you for coming. We are closing out our evening, okay? But some of the bold and the brave are going to stay and make their way over to the dance floor with us, all right? Yeah, and I want to welcome you to do that. We are going to stay for the after party, okay? But before we kick that off, because some of you party animals last year when's the DJ going to play? I just want you to know we're going to give a little bit of transition between good night and starting the music, okay? So about 8:30, all right, for you that are anxious, all right? We're gonna transition out of here and we'll make our way over there or say goodnight. But we wanna linger and hang around so you get to say goodnight to your friends and to us, and we wanna thank you so much for coming. But let's just have a word of prayer and thank God for what he has done tonight. Father, this is your ministry that we get to be a part of. What an amazing thing you call us into to help other people. You don't need us at all, but this is by your design. How we're blessed when we give ourselves away, our time, our talents, our treasures. So I thank you for that. I thank you for people and their great value and worth to you that is not defined by employment or riches. I thank you that, as the chief said, you transform lives, you transform hearts. And you have provided for this ministry and will continue to do, Lord. We are your servants, and this is yours. We give it back to you tonight, and we say thanks. We don't want to do any good thing without your name on it and over it. We love you, and I pray you take these people safely to their homes now or later. Amen. Thank you all so much for coming. God bless you. Thank you.